Make sure you tap into your boy. Congratulations to the winner of the contest, $100,000 Eval. We're going to come back to that in a second. This is the come up with your boy Cassius Couve. We're going to let everybody get in here for a minute. Check it out here. I'm sitting here staring at the charts. You know, I'm on Twitter. These weirdos on Twitter. People really are crazy on Twitter, y'all. I got to say, they manufacture insecurities. You don't even say nothing to them, then all of a sudden they retweet and all of a sudden they get insecure and it's like, you hated on me first. This shit's weird. It's fucking weird. It's like jumping in front of a moving car and then playing the victim. It's fucking weird. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. I'm not going to take too long. I am going to be in Miami next week. What's going on? We got J-Dip. Let's see, J-Dip. We got Blockchain Cowboy in the house. We shout out to the chat here. Big shout out to the Profit Circle, man. We're getting sick of all this winning. We're getting sick of all this winning, right? In the Profit Circle. Let me see here. Let me pull up my notes. A lot of stuff I want to cover today. First of all, I got to say, not financial advice. Nothing I ever say on this channel is financial advice. You shall do your own research. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking over here at this chart, and I'm just looking at this winning Santos. So shout out Blueberry calling this one out. What's going on, Marlon? Marlon's been doing big things in the Profit Circle. Show us Blockchain Cowboy. J-Dip, I'm not sure if you're in the Profit Circle or not. Might have a different name. That's the problem. I don't know everybody's name and email and everything like that. If you are the winner, if you are in fact the winner of the contest, though, this is the certificate that was sent to your email. All right? Never too much winning, Blockchain Cowboy says. So congratulations. It says Breakout Prop Giveaway winner. Congratulations. You're the winner of the Breakout Prop. Let's zoom in here a little bit. The Breakout Prop Contest powered by Cassius Couve, $100,000 evaluation winner. And to enter that, all you had to do was use my discount code, GGRF7W. So I better say this as well. I am an affiliate with Breakout Prop. That is my discount code. If you purchase an evaluation with them, enter this discount code, and you will save money on that evaluation. Additionally, we just ended the contest. It's going on in November. It closed on Black Friday, and basically all you had to do to enter was, create an account with my, you already created an account, but just to purchase the evaluation and use my discount code, you're automatically entered. So we just got the email of the winner, and so check your email. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody to do. Check your email. You will see the certificate. It'll be email from CassiusValue@gmail, and basically it'll announce you as the winner. What I would like you to do, I can't dox you, but if you want to dox yourself on whatever level you want to do it, maybe it's your Twitter account, maybe it's just in the Profit Circle. Everybody has a different handle some places. But please post this certificate. Let everybody know that you won. On the last contest, we had 5 winners of $10,000, the $10,000 evals. And so one person was in the Profit Circle. And just so you know, it takes a little bit of time to get the evaluation. If you already have an evaluation open, Breakout Prop only lets you have one open at a time. So he had to finish his evaluation, and then he had to wait to get the next one. But man, he's like, dude, did they send the evaluation yet? And then that morning, he finally got it. And I got the notification that he got it. I said, did he get the eval yet? And by the time I asked him in the general chat if he had got the evaluation, he was like, yep, I got it, and I passed. It was 1 hour later. He's like, I already passed it in 1 hour. And I was like, it was that day that Bitcoin pumped hella hard. He must have went long Bitcoin. He didn't show his trade, but I believe him because that was some crazy price action. It was even more crazy than what we're looking at right here, except in the opposite direction. And he passed that Breakout Prop challenge in an hour. So shout out to him. I think his name was Legal Money in the general chat of the Profit Circle. So you guys can pass in one trade in Breakout Prop, and that's actually something else I wanted to show here. I got a couple of videos, but this one was the leverage explained, because earlier this week we had somebody ask. I had somebody ask about how leverage works. He kind of put out a strategy, and he wanted to ask the group, and that's okay. You come to the Profit Circle, tell us your strategy, tell us what you're trading, and we're going to go in there. And here's the Profit Circle. Let me pull that up real quick. Right here. Let's see. The Discord, it shows, this is just the general chat right here. We also have market analysis. Oh, right here, I want to call this out. We're coming back to that. Here's the market analysis, but we also have the Future Trades channel, and that's going to show trade setups that we're looking at right here. We're in here 7 days a week. 7 days a week. The link is in the description of this video. 7 days a week. So, if you want trade setups, you want another perspective on your own trade, come to the Profit Circle. The general chat is completely free. Anybody can post in the general chat. If you want to see all the premium channels on the left-hand side here, then you have to, you can get that for free for 1 month as well. You just have to create an account using my Phemex code, which is this code here. Put this on the screen. Let me just show it to you on this one here. Phemex GMMNX5. That is how you use my invite code to create an account, and you get like these special bonuses, and there's some extra perks in there I can't even say live on the air, but basically you want to use my code if you're going to sign up. There's bonuses, contests, and things like that, but then there's other perks that make you get active real quick, and you can get trading. Yeah, Marlon says worth it to level up. Team's been killing it. Thank you, Marlon. Listen, 7 days a week. Check the wins channel. You don't have to be a premium member to check the wins channel. You can go and see. I'll show you the wins channel too. You can go and see. We've been in here. I mean, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who contribute. It's not just me. And that's the other thing I want to call out, because everybody is trying to help one another in the profit circle. And that's what I like. So right here, the wins channel, you can see some of the wins. King Jackpot, Cess. We got Blueberry. Looks like that one's mine. So, you know, this is just since yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So we got people posting wins all day. Blockchain Cowboy. There's Marlon right there. You know what I'm saying? This is wins. So basically, you know, come in there to let us know your trade. Somebody put in their trade today, actually. New person. I don't know if I recognize this name here. Help me out if you're in the chat of the show here. He called a setup. Appreciate that. What do you think? Right here. Arthur 007. He said, my thoughts on this upcoming week. Good entry at 8. This must be talking about Bitcoin. Here, I'll only put Bitcoin back on the screen here. But I'll read what he wrote. He said, my thoughts on the upcoming week. Good entry at 89 to 85K average, around 86.5 to 87. He's got a take profit 1 at 96K, and at 102K is take profit 2. Stop losses below the wick of 80K. So he's showing us his whole setup, and I'll put it on here real quick. This is just in the general chat, so anybody can come in there, you know, tell your thoughts. I mean, and I get it, you know what I mean? He thinks we're going lower, and then we're going to sweep, and then we're going to bounce. He thinks pretty significantly lower, you know? King, we got King Anon. What's up, man? King Anon. Oh, is that you, Arthur 007? Anyways, yeah, I mean, that's basically his let me draw it up. He's basically thinking, we come right here, let's see. He's new, but already awesome contributor. Exactly, and we appreciate that. So he's saying basically we find our way down here to 80. No, excuse me, 87. 86.5, 87. Somewhere. Off this screen. He thinks we go lower before we go higher. Okay, and that's all right. 87, too. I gotta get down there. I'm on the 10-minute charge. I probably would take a little more time to get there than that. Maybe. I don't know. We're seeing some pretty big waterfalls here. Bitcoin has been having some trouble here. But basically, she's a retracement. Sees a retracement coming back down here, and then he sees it coming back up here. Why not, right? So I would look at something. Let me see. I would look at more like the daily chart, right? Obviously, the 10-minute is way too short for that. You know, I'm going to come back to the charts. I got a couple things I want to talk about. We're going to come back to the chart, some of these predictions, and I'm going to take stuff from the chat as well. Cervanto, what's going on? Hey, yo. Okay, King Anon. That's Arthur 007. Right on. We're going to come back to you, Arthur, in a second. All right. So, again, if you just joined, congratulations. I got to say congratulations to the winner of the Breakout Prop Contest. $100,000 evaluation is coming your way. If you're out there, please post it on Twitter or something. Tag me. I'll repost it, or at least DM me. Maybe you don't want the whole world to know, but let me know if you got it. And post it in the general chat if you're in the Profit Circle. If you're not, join the Profit Circle, because we'll help you pass the evaluation or whatever input we can get. This is not financial advice, but it's just our experience, what we've seen, some tips and tricks. Breakout Prop, we got a lot of people that have passed the evaluation before. And, you know, we'll go from there. But 100K is cool, because you can withdraw your winnings every day. I mean, 1,000 a day, whatever you can make, you get to withdraw them right away. So that's what's pretty cool about Breakout Prop. If you guys don't know, the way Breakout Prop is, people purchase an evaluation. If you pass the evaluation, they give you that money. So the rules during the evaluation are exactly the same as if you pass the evaluation. So basically, for $999, you can get a $100,000 evaluation, which means you got to make 10% before you lose $6,000, basically. So what happens is, if you get $10,000 before you lose $6,000 or before you lose $4,000 in a day, then now they give you $100,000 to trade with. And so you make $100, you can withdraw it. You make $1,000, you can withdraw it. So there's lots of, if you think you got it like that, you're a good trader. You definitely want to jump on Breakout Prop. This is what the contest flyer looked like. You got more entries if you bought a bigger evaluation. And yeah, congratulations. And I got some other stuff. I want to go down the list here, because here's the thing about this. All right, you guys. My passion is to keep everyone from getting wrecked. And a lot of people are like, this cycle ain't the same or whatever they think. Basically, we haven't had an altcoin season. And, honestly, I predicted this. You guys have seen my P&Ls by now. I hope I've been posting them all over Twitter. But a lot of people are bearish in the group, and it's not because we're bearish, but it's because we're realistic. And, that's what we're seeing on looking at the charts and stuff. So, first, let me go down the list here of things I want to say because, first of all, Bitcoin. I want to quote the white paper of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was not ever described as a store of value in the white paper, okay? It was purely a peer-to-peer. This is the exact quote. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash that would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Basically, it's decentralized finance. It's decentralized transacting, okay? And so, in a nutshell, for me, that represents freedom. That's why I've got the Bitcoin piece around my neck. It represents freedom, okay? Because we don't have to get squeezed by a middleman. So that was kind of like the first blockchain that ever really caught on, right? I'm not going to say there's no blockchains before that. There was, but this is the first one that caught on. Satoshi solved the double spin problem. You can read the Bitcoin white paper yourself. But the point is, it became an investment vehicle, and now you got people like Michael Saylor who come on there and leverage it in all kind of weird finance, tricky ways for mixing TradFi, which is traditional finance, with Bitcoin, and his stock is underperforming. So, I say all that background to say this. I have extensive knowledge in Bitcoin and blockchain technology, as well as just the stock market. I was trading on stocks long before this, and we were trading big money, day trading, longer term investing, but trading really. I kind of stopped doing some of that when I got into crypto. I was traveling a lot, going to a lot of conferences, speaking at conferences, performed at the Influencer Awards, things like that in 2022. And then everything collapsed, of course, right? All the shit hit the fan. And, I lost some in investment, but I lost a lot of money in Celsius because not your coins, not your crypto, not your keys, not your cheese, I should say. Basically, not your keys, not your crypto. And I was trying to earn interest on it. And basically, they went belly up. The guy was a fucking scammer. I'm glad he got jail time. But basically, that's not what Bitcoin was necessarily designed to be up front. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? So I'm here to try to help you from getting wrecked. That's my passion. I can teach you how to make money trading, but I really want to protect people from getting wrecked. So now that, the markets are down and all the charlatans and all the moon boys and everybody on crypto Twitter who was telling you to buy something that's going to go to the moon and, it just didn't. That kind of shit, like, I want to protect retail from doing that, right? Like, I'm not paid off by any shit coins to pump any coins. I can keep it real with you. Whereas their whole business is to try to sell you that they should follow you you should follow them on Twitter. That's not my thing. So basically, we can make money without having to try to scam our followers, okay? And so, but we can do that by actually learning a skill, learning how to trade. And that's what I've been doing here. And, we've got the charts here. This is the daily chart on Bitcoin. I just drew this line right now if you're just joining right now because someone in the group had a thesis, and we're going to go over it. I'll erase it. We'll come back to it. But basically, this is something that the market's 24/7. And the profit circle's 24/7, 7 days a week. We're in there posting trades the week. And even when I say I'm going to look away, I end up coming back. I'm going to Miami next week. The next show will be in Miami. The Come Up with Cash Cuvée every Sunday at noon. I'll be in Miami filming that one. And ain't no telling who'll be behind. I'll probably be on the phone walking around on that one. You definitely want to tune into that one. You might see who you see. I don't know, man. Wait till you see my DMs. Anyways, we'll go over that in a second. But yeah, I'm filming a music video down there with my man Loudmouth. So that's going to be epic, man. If you guys know Loudmouth, he's the in real life king. I made the music video for the song In Real Life about crypto, events and stuff like that. But man, in real life, Loudmouth is top dog. So it's going to be me and him, and we're going to be doing it huge in Miami. I'm leaving on Tuesday. So next show will be, I'll be there for a week. So next show will be on Sunday down there in Miami. Okay. This is the thing that you must know. The markets are self-fulfilling prophecies. And this is where I want to show this. Right here, actually, in the Discord. So shout out to Blueberry. He's been killing it. He's got a lot of setups in the Discord, but he also posts some information here that I want to share. So this right here, he says right here, insiders are continuing to sell in the stock market. Now, the reason why this matters is, if you're new here, if the stock market falls, crypto is going to fall too. I promise you this. This I can say. I got to look in the camera. If the NASDAQ falls, your shit coins are going to dump too, okay? So basically, a lot of people have been selling in the NASDAQ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up. These are insider sales too, insider sales. And so this is like a list, right? So what I'm going to pull up, if you're in the profit circle, you can read it. But I'm going to show you the NASDAQ. I can't do TA on Bitcoin and not look at stocks, okay? Now, this is what we've had. We've had a pretty big jump here, a pretty big bump. This is our all-time highs. And when I called it back then, I said, is this going to look like a scam wick, or is this going to look like the top? When we saw this big old run up right here, and it kind of looked like it. We caught this epic crash here. This is the daily chart, which, by the way, looks the same as the 8-hour chart, right? Because stock market's not 24/7 like crypto, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're on the 8-hour, 12-hour, or daily, same shit, right? So how many green days have we had now in a row here in stocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they've been pretty strong. Why? Well, you know what? The stock market always bounces pretty damn strong. We haven't made a new high. Now, we did break out of this purple support and resistance zone that I drew last week. During the week, if you were short-term trading like me, I caught some moves here because I drew these white lines or support and resistance zones, and they came here and they bounced. If you go on the 10-minute, you could see they bounced right up, and these lines were drawn before this, right? So they bounced off of here, came back down, broke through. Okay, bounced here, broke through again. Now, as I always say, these support and resistance lines are not the end-all be-all. Why? They're all meant to get broken. But if you're a trader and you're looking for some targets and you're looking for some places that you want to place stop losses, right? Like I think I shorted this here, caught this, but then I got the F out. You know what I'm saying? I took a quick trade. I got out here because my strategy was involving the 10-minute waves. I can't remember if it was this one or if it was this one, but basically, I think it was this one. I think it's caught this little move right here. When you zoom in on breakout prop, you got a lot of money on it. That can be a quick big gain right there, right? It was nice because it only took me like 20 minutes or something like that. But first things first, down here is the cake and up here is the frosting, right? So now I want to bring that up because I have an example I saw on Twitter right before I came here. That's why I'm going to come back to this screen. This screen is where I'm putting all of this other stuff here. Let's see. It was a tweet from somebody right here. Gold versus Bitcoin. Oh, got to block this one. I got to block this one. We got a lot of tweets I'm going to show you guys. So remember all those crypto influencers posting this Bitcoin versus gold comparison? This isn't quite the play out as much as they thought it would. And I want to use this as an example, not so much to compare Bitcoin to gold, but just to show that price chart technical analysis ain't the end-all be-all. It sometimes works, right? This is, you might call this an ascending wedge. It sometimes works. It worked here for gold, but it didn't work here for Bitcoin, especially when you're talking over years-long time frame. This is 2021 for Bitcoin, but this is 2011 for gold. And the other part of this is there's more people on Twitter starting to call out these charlatans than just me, okay? And I don't really care. People want to try to talk shit on Twitter, whatever. I got the receipts to prove it that I call the top of this shit. You guys see my Ethereum short and everything by now. And basically, this is why I say when I look at the price charts, I gotta have something on the oscillator first. Anybody show me TA with just lines and shit with nothing else going on the oscillator or something else, I call bullshit. I need to see more. It might work, but at the end of the day, a price chart, you got a 50-50 chance it's going up or it's going down, right? And then when it goes against them, they just forget about that tweet. But then when it goes their way, they keep pulling up old shit, right? And I literally, right before I came on here, some clown, anonymous clown, of course, on Twitter is responding to one of my tweets that I was posting on someone else's thing. This guy's like going through all these metrics. He's like, these don't matter. It's like the only conundrum is dominance. And I said, I got news for you. Dominance don't matter either. And someone says to you, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. Show me on a chart where you purchased something you bought and sold based upon the Bitcoin dominance chart. Show me. I would like to see where you made this decision. And instead of doing that, they retweet some other post about the greatest trade they ever made from 75K to 100K and 120K in Bitcoin. That's the greatest trade you ever made. I guess you ain't seen my P&Ls, but that's a side story. The point is, I was like, you can't show me where you made that trade based upon this chart. You showed a Bitcoin chart, not a Bitcoin dominance chart. And then they try to say something about like haters gonna hate type of shit. I'm like, you jumped on my fucking post. How the hell am I the one hating on you? You jumped on my shit. And I don't know, they got some fanboy followers and was this the person who was harassing you? I'm like, they harassed me first. What the fuck? I don't even know that. I wasn't even talking to them. And that literally was right before I came on here. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you just looking for insecurities. It's like play the victim as best you can, right? It's fucking weird. So anyways, this is why I try to tell people. I told a guy in a group this morning, I said, you need to get away from crypto Twitter, bro. Look at the charts, not crypto Twitter, because they're going to show you all kind of crazy shit on crypto Twitter. These people are just engagement farming. I don't know if they're lonely or what the hell is their problem, but in the profit circle, we trying to make money. That's what we're trying to do. So, if anybody just shows you this kind of shit and this guy's calling out Tony the Bull, whoever, he's calling these people out. He's like, it ain't playing out how they said. And all these charlatans and shit, I'm taking screenshots, man. Not this guy. This guy is being a real one here. But some of these other people like these charts and these lines. Some of them are literally fake charts. I'm taking screenshots. I called out some of them already. I promised the group I'm not going to post them there every day, but I'm collecting them. I'm collecting them so that way I can make a montage. This tweet I'm going to call out because Matt here, shout out to Matt. He's a wave maker. And Cointelegraph, which we know who they are. They're a news outlet. And they're saying historically every red November has become a red December, which kind of brings me to, what I'm looking at as far as when I look at it, when I look at the daily chart on Bitcoin, it looks kind of crazy. But I have this one that's cleaner because I'm a short-term trader, right? So, boy, this played out. It went all the way down even farther than I thought, even faster than I thought. A bounce was inevitable. Okay, so this is what I was looking at, right? We call all these tops. Have you guys seen, I entered Ethereum at the top. Caught this all the way down. Right, excuse me. It was this one all the way down. And the idea that all of a sudden December is going to get bullish is a tough pill for me to swallow, especially when you look at things like this, okay? Now, granted, I want to say history does not prove anything. Just because you get a red month here, that's not why I'm red. That's why I'm not bearish overall. It's not because of this. I'm bearish overall because of Market Cipher B. So how many people in the chat use Market Cipher B? Marlon, do you use Market Cipher B? I know Blockchain Cowboy does. What about King Anon? Do you guys use Market Cipher B? Anybody else in the chat use Market Cipher B? That's the one down here. So when we look at a higher time frame, this is Bitcoin. This starts getting ugly. On the 1 month, we got a red dot here. We even have a red dot on a 2 month. And what that means is basically momentum is starting to go down. Obviously starting to go down pretty hard. But it made that dot here. That was the call out. It made it here on a 2 month chart, here on the 1 month chart, early, and then dumped. You see what I'm saying? So this was, in fact, a precursor to what happened. All right. So yeah, okay. So Marlon, I don't think I get a discount for Market Cipher, but I do have a referral code for it in the description of this video. If you do want to get it, they might actually, I don't know, they were having a Black Friday sale. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but basically these are what I lean on first. So I look at the blue momentum waves first. There's a lot of other stuff. There's a VWAP here. These are RSIs, stochastic and regular. There's other stuff here, but basically down here is Market Cipher B and then Market Cipher A, which actually I've turned off. I can turn it back on here. That's up here. That's on the price chart. So there's two of them. You get them both in the package. So clearly this was a precursor on the 1 month, and then on the 2 month, we see that we got a massive red candle. So this is why I'm overall bearish, right? Of course, I do a little T up here. Like I said, this is 80% of the cake, and this is 20% of the frosting. It don't mean I can't draw a beautiful happy birthday on top of the cake. I do it all the time, all right? So you definitely want to know about this. I just don't like doing TA on only this and not having the momentum to back you up. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to get another song in the background here, although I did love this song. This was one of the ones I did. So if you guys don't know, I used to do I'd do a rap every show about halfway through the show, which would be coming up right now, where I would do a rap about a market recap of what's been going on in the markets. They're all on my YouTube channel. You can watch them, but this is one of my favorite ones called Diversified. And, it was just one of them ones that I was feeling. Plus, I always incorporate what's going on in my real life. But next weekend, filming a music video in Miami, so that one's going to be the wrap for the next week's show, or a piece of it, a little sneak preview. It's a banger. It's going to be me and Loudmouth doing it. It's a straight club banger in Miami. So let me get some a little more fun in the background here, because this one, we had this one in Price is Sideways. This is the Paul Wall song. And he said, sitting sideways, I had a rap called Price is Sideways, but my boy's getting paid. Talk about the private circle. So anyways, here. Come back to these charts. Oh, here, let's take a look at Breakout Prop. Here we go. Breakout Prop. We still don't have the winner out there. Is the winner out there somewhere? Oh, you like that song I sent out the other day? Yeah. Crashing Waves for sure. That's my favorite song, to be honest with you, man. And there's never been a realer song ever made about anything to do with any markets. That I can promise you I would know, because I've made most of the real songs about the markets. I'm the guy, and that's the realest one, Crashing Waves. But the weekly raps, I had some pretty dope ones too, explaining the markets. Now, APT, we won this trade, or at least I won it, real quick. That was a real quick trade. So I want to recap this. In the market, in the profit circle, in the market analysis channel, I called this one out. And basically, the reason why I called this one out is because it was bearish relative to Bitcoin. So in the moment, I thought Bitcoin was starting to show weakness. It gotten over its skis. Instead of shorting Bitcoin, I short a shitcoin that has weakness. So that was APT. And I have a list. By the way, I do want to show you this because the list of coins, like, something might be happening real fast and something's rolling over and you're not really noticing it. So in the profit circle here, I have a list of bullish tickers and a list of bearish tickers, and I'll put them in there periodically. They do change, so you want to check it. But a lot of the bearish ones stay the same. So APT, great shorts. Yeah, it had been short. I mean, it had been bearish. A lot of these tickers, they were bullish at one point, but now they're bearish. And so I update this as I go, right? So then bullish tickers, this is a little bit harder. There's less. ZEC was still strong. That ain't true anymore. I need to switch that to the bearish ticker. ZEC has been really bearish. But anyways, these are here to kind of help you out at a quick glance, maybe some tickers you haven't seen. And pretty much most of these, not all, but many of these, you can see them here, are in breakout prop as well. So if you're like, man, I don't like shorting Bitcoin, but I like a coin that trades in sync with it, like directionally speaking, most of the time, it just tends to go lower than Bitcoin. And the reason that's important is because it'll save you. It'll save you from an actual moment where you're actually like a scam what goes against you or something like that. It'll save that from crushing you. So here's APT. Let me show you guys APT real quick. Zoom in on the 10-minute chart, right? I mean, look, you can just see how bearish it's been since the top. I mean, obviously, right? Obviously, this thing's been bearish, right? It's been trending down. It's one of these giga short ones, right? But it doesn't mean it's not going to still keep going lower, right? They'll be like, it's down 95%, and it can go down another 95%. Trust me when I tell you. So that's why I say in that song, I'm going to short this stupid piece of shit until it's delisted. There's so many shit coins. I was more referring to meme coins in that particular case. But, like, you could just see here, so relatively speaking on the weekend. So this is why I have this Bitcoin CME gap. But really what it is just a line where the weekend started, where the CME closed on Friday. Right here. It's the same for every ticker. It shows it. So this is not necessarily a CME gap to play on a coin like APT, but it still shows us where Friday was. So you can easily see that based upon when the weekend started, Bitcoin is way more bullish than APT. So my thesis is, generally speaking, that if you think Bitcoin is going to turn bearish, then APT is going to turn bearish as well. You're going to get an even bigger dip out of it. And you can see when Bitcoin bounced right here on the weekend, APT did not. So if you were shorting APT, you might have gotten stopped out. I mean, if you were shorting Bitcoin, you might have gotten stopped out if it revisited where it entered on the weekend. But if you were shorting APT, you would have been all right. You'd be down here in the green still. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I short the shit coins and I go long strength. I should say I short weakness and go long strength. So that's basically how I do that. And it saved me countless times. We're looking at another coin, Pippin right here. This is a short squeeze. Now this is different. This coin does crazy stuff, right? Like it's going through an epic short squeeze right now. Okay, you got to be careful trying to short this kind of stuff. But you look at how it does this zigzag stuff right here. These can be opportunities though, because if you catch the top of this, boom. Now this is the one I'm really liking right now, Santos. So if you look over here on Phemex, I'm shorting this one right now on Phemex, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's cooperating. Okay. It's cooperating up 146% on this one right now. It just took a dump. I maybe could have, would have, should have shorted it. I mean, taken profit, but you know what? I'm in this one for the longer haul. If you look over here at Bitcoin, I'm over here. I mean, if you look over here at TradingView, there's a long way to go down on this one right here. Who we got in the chat here? We got Cassie, KASI. Friends, who's already sold their seed phrases through? No, get out of here, bro. I don't know what that is. That's something fake. All right. So basically, this coin has a lot more room to drop. So it is a longer term swing. We're looking at here. This is the October 10th fall. It kind of looked like it had. This is like a soccer team or something, like European soccer team. All right. This ain't gonna save crypto. You feel me? So this is the coin that is like, okay, when these coins pump out of nowhere, eventually they're gonna fall. And it's looking like this momentum has started to turn downward. Doesn't mean to go straight back down like October 10th, but that's a pretty big drop. Whoever was manipulating this price up decided to take profit. That's what this tells me, all right? Is there any other coins in the chat that you guys want me to take a look at right now while I got the charts pulled up? Yeah, man, I just been seeing so much talk about so much nonsense on Twitter, this hopium that they keep on selling you to try to basically engagement farm. It gets pretty crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, you got to stop listening to these charlatans out there, man. You just got to stop it. I don't know what to tell you. Like this one, okay? This right here. This is my favorite ink blot test of all time. The Wall Street cheat sheet. This is the market psychology sheet. This supposedly applies to every ticker at any time frame any ticker, okay? It's total fakeness because you can never prove it or disprove it. You can just say, some people are saying we're here, and then this person is like, no, we're not, we're here, okay? Which is like about to be denial phase, okay? And I don't really believe in this one right here, this chart, but I think this is funny because we're seeing a lot of tweets pretending like we're here. And the reason why I know we're not is because I'm looking at the stock market, and the stock market has had a magnificent run. Literally one of the greatest runs of all time in the stock market since the bottom of April all the way to the top of a few weeks ago, of October. So, whenever this floats around, it makes me giggle. I used to get mad at it. Like, this is bullshit. Now I just laugh, So it's funny that this person said, we're not here, we're here, So, okay. I'm more in the we're here camp. Listen, if I'm wrong, it doesn't really matter because we short-term trade over here. And I am up so much on my Giga Shorts, I'm really not tripping. All right, we got the chat. So I don't know those two, but we'll take a look at them. SMON, Simon, I guess, and then S Sol. And let's see. Okay, yeah, he's seen that one, Marlon. Pippin up. Yeah, Pippin is up. Pippin had dropped, and then Pippin bounced again. Pippin is up. Let me pull up the chart here. And Pippin is doing the dummy. How high will it go? I don't know. But this is one of those ones that is obviously a short squeeze. So, if you're going to try to short it, you got to be careful. I'm trying to short it, but, I called this out. That's the thing, too, you guys. When we call stuff out in the profit circle, we try to give specifics. I'm like, be very careful. Use small position sizing. These types of things are important to know because, like, these coins can squeeze out of nowhere. So either just cut your losses, get out, or you have such a small position you don't really care what happens. These are the type of things you got to be prepared for them. But, have your thesis and know that this is not where you're betting the farm on it, all right? It's just not worth it. You can stay away from altogether if you want. This one I'm liking. Zcash, though, that's the one I want to show. So this one turned bearish as fuck. So I got a Giga short on this. I don't think I'm going to close it. I think I just want to let this one ride. I knew this was fake from the beginning. I entered way up here at 705. I posted the screenshots of the P&L plenty of times. It's still open. I'm riding this puppy all the way down. Do I think it's ever going back up this high again? No, I don't. I think that was the end of the run. This had an epic run. This is the weekly chart. The weekly chart. I may get out if it hits this dotted line here. We'll see. We're actually kind of close to that. I may just take the profit. This is 2021. This right here. Come on, man. People were trying to pretend like this was the new Bitcoin or something. Like, bruh. So right here is a red dot on the weekly. Not looking so good. Obviously, momentum to the downside. But more importantly, specifically, right now, this weekend, when I look at Zcash, it's not giving me any hope for the future. Remember, we showed Bitcoin. Here's the weekend chart. This is going down at the exact moment that Bitcoin's going up. That's a bearish ticker. To me, momentum is to the downside right now. I have no reason to jump out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's take a look real quick. Let me see if I had anything else on my list here. I just want to say bear markets happen too. You know what I mean? And the people who are thinking everything is a super cycle and it's just going to go up forever and stuff like that, I'm trying to protect you from getting wrecked. Don't get mad at me for being, because first of all, I was right. I was right. I showed everybody all, when I was at the top, I told everybody, and people weren't listening to me. So I was proven right, and you can go back to listen to every charlatan who told you to buy the dip 100 times and you lost all your money, or you can join the profit circle where we have traders who are realistic in there, and we'll hold you accountable if you're just saying moon boy shit and don't have any thesis behind it. All right, let's take a couple look at some coins here. This is the song in the background right now, the instrumental for Crashing Waves of Marlin right here. And this was the beat right here. This was the one right here. I never did believe him. Guess you could call me a heathen. The reason I'm spitting salt is because they choked out alt season. That's what happened, man. Fuck those meme coins. All right, let's take a look at some coins here. We got SSOL. Ooh, this one must be small. It's not on Phemex, so I can't trade it. I only trade on Phemex, but we can take a look at it. Orca, let's see. Is it SSOL? Is that the ticker? How small is it? Is that this one? I don't know if that's the ticker. Look up the other one, King Anon. Tell me if that's the ticker. I'll look up SMON. You got the real small ones. Let's see. Are these in? They say Lunar Crush. So you like the real small ones. Are these in TradingView was the question. I'm only looking at stuff that's on TradingView. I'm not pulling up the Solana chart. I mean, what you call it chart. Oh, okay. Mon and Sol. Okay, Solana and MON. Okay, I don't know if I know MON. Let me see here. MON. Oh, that was a dollar sign you're trying to put. Okay. Let's see. So real quick, is it on Phemex? I like to look on Phemex because I trade on Phemex. That's a good practice for you. However, again, I proved on October 10th that the price chart can trick you up because the spot prices were totally different than everything else after the crash on October 10th. All right, so here we go. Well, this is certainly looking bearish, so check it out. So for the weekend, certainly this is bearish. Try to get a little pump here. Look, this looks similar to Ethereum. I could just show you real quick. On the weekend, Ethereum had a little bit of a pump up here, but it dropped like that too. Let me show you. Well, you know, it's not even really that similar to Ethereum. It was strong at first, and then it fell down. But let's see. Here's Ethereum. So Ethereum did a little cup and handle. okay, blockchain capital. Let's see if this cup and handle plays out. Let's see. It might. All right, it might. I have reason to believe that things could bounce here. Let me see, but we'll look on the hourly chart. So, and it didn't break up above here. You know, that's not showing me much strength. Bitcoin's showing a little more strength. But if we come all the way back down to MON, it's been bearish ever since here. Now, let me zoom out a little bit here. I don't know anything about this ticker, okay, about this project. It's new, so I can tell you that it's new, or at least new under this chart. And when something's new, you never know. You see it caught, it had this happen here, but it's been down ever since, man. I don't know what this coin is, but like, if it's anything like all the rest, I have a bad feeling that it's gonna keep doing one of these. You know, that's my hunch, if you will. There's not a lot of history, so there's no way I can say for sure. I don't know what their thesis is, what they're solving. To me, it's actually better to trade the Dino coins. I don't know if it's just because they have algorithms trading them or what, but they just go with the ebb and flow of Bitcoin. They don't really get short squeezed. They're relatively bearish. I feel safe shorting them. I get a little scam hook on Bitcoin. They only go up a little bit. I don't get stopped, and then you get the waterfall and you take profit. I mean, it's like, honestly, if that was all I ever did, I would never lose. I always win doing those trades. The only time I lose is when I try to get cute and chase short squeezes and shit. And I don't want to stop doing that because that's fun sometimes. And you can make money hella quick doing that. But at the same time, for consistent growth, my strategy is a winner. I short the bear tickers. I go long the strong tickers. The ones that have some liquidity, been around for a while, so they're not going to get some news that's going to make them jump out of anywhere. Also, I diversify 2, 3, 4, 5 of them sometimes. So that way, if one decides to do some crazy thing, as shitcoins like to do, you still got the other ones as a basket. So these are the type of principles that I use, and they have served me well. And the only time I lose is when I don't do them, to be honest with you. When I start doing other shit and trying to get cute. That's the only times I really lose. Stick with the strategy. And then the strategy, of course, the scalping strategy, which is the 1 hour. So let's see. If I was going to scalp this, it might be coming up now. So if I was going to scalp this, I'd be waiting. So this is the 1 hour chart here, especially since we were in a downtrend. Like, clearly, I don't even need to show you that the 4 hour chart, I'm sure, is still posting down. Oh, this is a little bit of bounce here on the 4 hour chart, though, right here, maybe a little bounce here, right? If we look at this, all right, that's a little bit of a bounce there. That's a higher low on the 4 hour, right? And then I also saw this green dot here. So that's, maybe trying to find a bottom. But still, if I was scalping, noted, this is noted. We're still heading down. This could still do one of these down here. But I would be looking at the 1 hour first, okay? I look at all the time frames. That's why I wanted to look at the 4 hour, and I'm glad I did because I didn't realize that was making a higher low. But here's why the strategy works and why it's going to save you. Oh, Kalichi, what's going on, man? Scalping is the best in the market. Quick, yeah, bro. Quick in and outs, man. It's like, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Here's the craziest thing. This is why I say so much about trading, and it sounds obvious, but if you avoid losing, you will eventually win. I promise you, I've never gotten breached or anything like death by 1,000 cuts by getting stop lost and all these little losses. That never kills you. What kills you is when you stay in something too long and you try to average down and all of a sudden you're way underwater. Then you got a tough decision to make. That's what puts a chunk in your bankroll, or even worse, liquidates it, right? It's the little losses. They never add up. The death of 1,000 cuts has yet to happen to me in my whole trading career. The only time I ever got hit was in one big stupid move. You get what I'm saying? And all traders have been there before, right? We've all learned the hard way there. But the point is, stick to the strategy, and that's why ultimately I like scalping the best. So let's take a look at this real quick. Okay, so Coinbase hosted the token selling Mon. And Mon is new, like I said, so you never know. Something could come out of nowhere. But just for now, this is why, again, this is the other reason why I do scalping strategies. So something comes out of nowhere, you don't get wrecked. So the 1 hour trend is to the downside. Well, it's not to the downside yet. What I would be doing is I would be watching this. It's boring, but I'd be watching this and waiting. I need to see the 1 hour here first. I need to see a 1 hour red dot. To me, it looks like it's coming. right? If I'm looking at this, we're on our second 1 hour candle down. In 20 minutes, we might print a red dot here in 20 minutes. Just on my, I've watched market Cipher for, I don't know, thousands and thousands of hours now. Just based upon experience, like you're only going to get so many red candles in a row, and with so much price action down before you get a red dot here, right? The moment, so I have one nuance. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows about my 10-minute, 1 hour strategy. It's solely, the reason why I like it too, it's so simple. I cut out all the noise, all the other charts that everybody's trying to feed you, and there's just a distraction. If you guys don't find a way to block out the stuff that only works sometimes, then you can focus on the stuff that works way higher percentage of the time. So I just dumb simplified, especially on scalping. You don't have much time. It's the 1 hour chart. When this turns red, I can start the short. The old strategy, the old variation of it, the original variation of it is I would have to see a red dot on the 1 hour, and then I would wait until the next red dot on the 10-minute. Now, we know every single time that there will be a 10-minute red dot before the 1 hour red dot because it's a much, much shorter time frame. You're never going to get that backwards. It's never going to be a 1 hour red dot and a 10-minute green dot right before it. Impossible. So what we're waiting on, here's the nuanced caveat, because I know like Blockchain Cowboy and some people I've talked to this about this, but also just all the time on the chart, on the chat here, in the profit circle. The 1 hour will turn red here. You can enter there, because I promise you, the moment that happens, you will see that there is still a 10-minute red dot. Okay, it may not even happen this one. We may even get a wave that goes like this, and then again, that could definitely happen. You never know. It could even go like this and then happen, and then you'd be entering. That would be the red dot here, and then you'd go back. But you'd be at some point, basically, you would get a red dot here on the 1 hour. Just by looking at this, my anticipation. You can see this starting to slow down, is that it'll come on the end of this. I bet you it shows a red dot at the end of this 17 minutes, right? So we would enter the short there. Then we would zoom into the 10-minute, and now we're keeping it here on the 10-minute. We are watching these 10-minute waves. If you see a 10-minute green dot appear, like this is going to happen, you get out. You take your profit, or if you got a small loss, you get out. You're probably going to be, but you're not going to really be at a loss. You'd be at like a break even, roughly, and then the only thing you'd lose would be like the trading fees or whatever, okay, the spread or whatever. You get out, because ain't no telling if this is going to be the big one that the reversal happens. And that's basically the premise of the strategy. Super duper simple, is you don't fight a 10-minute wave. Now, you could make the argument that maybe it's 9 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes. If you want to do, some variation of it, that's fine. I find that you get too many false positives if you start going too smaller. The sweet spot to me was 10-minute. As you can see on the 5-minute chart, you would have got out, got back in, got out, got back in, got out. You see, there's a little too many of those. So I still look at them. You better believe I'm looking at them. Why? Because the 1 minute is going to come before the 5-minute, which is going to come before the 3 minute. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're all going to go in order, so I look at them all. But the hard line in the sand is the 10-minute. Do not fight a 10-minute dot. You might win. It might disappear. If it disappears, you re-enter. If we get a green 10-minute dot here, let's say we were already shorting it, which we're not, because I remember we're waiting. We're still waiting. We're waiting for this 1 hour red dot. But let's say we were already in this. If this 10-minute green dot happened, I would get out. But if it disappeared, because price basically, for the 10-minute green dot to happen, price would have to go up a little bit. But then let's say it all of a sudden started back down again, and that dot disappeared, because it takes 10 full minutes before it prints, right? It's a 10-minute each candle. I would go back in. Because the psychology is here, like the math here is that this dot is still the last, whatever was the last dot is the dominant dot. That's telling me the trend is down. So basically, if this dot shows up but then disappears, we revert back to this. Now the trend is down, so you can get back in. I mean, you can get out and wait if you want to, if you think it was some scam wick or some weird thing or whatever. That's fine. But the point is, I don't want to try to fight it. And if you feel like you're wrong because you got out, my point is you can get back in if that dot disappears. Again, you'll get eaten by the trading fees a little bit, the more times you get in and out. But what ends up happening is, in the bigger picture, you will catch a big move, and that will make up for all those, small wins, small losses, small wins, small losses, and then boom, you catch that big win. It makes up for all of that other stuff. I swear to God, when I stick to this strategy, I do nothing but make money. It's like never failed me. Sometimes I try to get cute and go around it or whatever. That's when I lose money. That's when I lose trades. Like, every time I try to do something else is when I lose a trade. It's never when I stick to the strategy. So that's basically that. Let's see. That's MUN, right? So it's obviously trending down. The other one you want to look at was Solana. Let's take a look at Solana here real quick. Solana's kind of following Bitcoin. It looks like it's a little bit weaker, just more volatile. It broke below the weekend line. right? Obviously. Go back up to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still holding high. Bitcoin's still stronger. I mean, listen, Bitcoin's been one of the strongest tickers this entire cycle, y'all. You know, that's why I don't even try to short it. Why? When I could just short some shitcoin that is going to just tank, right? What's my favorite one? Moondeg. And this is in breakout prop too. I got these blue ones and Moon. So yeah, Atom's been, look how bearish this is. Ethereum, a little bit stronger than Atom. APT, dog shit. This one is not. This is another squeeze coin. These two are squeeze coins. The other thing about the squeeze coins, guys, is they had the funding fees. And I keep telling people to watch out for this, but I have literally had funding fees. It was taking $50 an hour from me. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I was like, all my profit is just getting eaten away. And it's like, it's not even worth it to trade. There's a million other coins out there, or 26 million. There's a lot of coins out there to trade. And it's not worth it. Now, coin like Moondeg is in breakout prop. So, you know, you can get squeezed and hit hard on this. You know, you start with a small position. But, like, man, if you caught this one back on the way back down again, oh, it would have been beautiful. Short this pup because you knew that this was over at skis. It was only a matter of time. You got to wait to trade with the trend. You got to wait for it to come back down. I wish I was trading. I wish I was watching when this happened. This would have been licking my chops seeing Moondeg pump this much. But that's why it's an opportunity. It's not going to usually squeeze as much as like a real shit coin like we're looking at, you know, Pippin or something. It can, but it's starting to just do these, and that gives you that opportunity to take it. This is such a bigger move trading this than trading Bitcoin in breakout prop that, like, trust me, you make way more money on a way smaller position trading this. But again, smaller position. Peanut is my other favorite shit coin to short. Look, it did the same thing. This squeeze. You see how why do they run together like that, man? I don't know. I don't really think it's degens. I think it's algorithms or some shit doing this shit. I don't know how the market makers do it. They got them grouped or whatever the case may be, but that's why they trend the same too. So I'm like, okay, well, right now, Peanut is stronger than Moondeg. So if I was going to pick one, I'd probably just pick Moondeg to short. You see what I'm saying? It's weaker. It's more trending down. Solana is pretty much on par with Bitcoin. It was recently a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. It was a good one to go long, but I kind of just told everybody, I'm done going long this cycle, man. This shit, I'll just sell the rips instead of buying the dips. I know that this shit's falling, man. You just wait. Get in and get out, you know? You know, it looked like it was strong here until it did this, and we're right back to where we were, you know? And it's like things get temporarily strong, but we're in a bear market, man. You know, I can't tell you enough. We're in a bear market, you know, and I'm looking at this, but I'm also looking at not that one. I'm looking at where's the other one here? Oh, Matt's too. I gotta hide this one. This one. Clearly we're showing bearish trends right now. And you know, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but for me, there's way more coins that are going down than going up. If you really want to go long, Bitcoin is probably a good one to go long. It's usually the safest one. But, man, there's way more tickers to short. You know, I've been shorting all month, haven't had any issues. Right. The only time I had an issue was when I tried to go long. I tried to catch the knife on Bitcoin. I was like, all right, enough's enough. And it went lower. And I was like, God damn. That was the only time, really. You know what I'm saying? That was like just a punch in the face. But, yeah, I was like, the one time I tried to go long, you know, is when everyone else decided to sell. We couldn't get no bounce. And here we are. I mean, Bitcoin came all the way back to 91.2, and, you know, it felt like a big move. It's like, damn. All right, we were going to look at also the play. We were looking at that play where he said it was a Bitcoin long, where he was saying, so 007 here was saying, like, he thinks price goes down to 87, 86.5, 87. He's got some limit buy set here, and he thinks we're going to bounce. So let me take a look at the daily chart. Here on the daily chart, well, I can see this starting to roll over here. See here on the daily chart, right? So we got the green dot down here, starting to roll over here. Money flow is kind of flat. Nothing real strong. Basically, you can see price is starting to flatten out here. We got this peak wick. It's the weekend. I think we see lower before we see higher too, right? It's only a matter of time. One more candle. We got a green candle today. But, like, the other thing is this, the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has been so bullish, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. It's due for a pullback. Maybe the NASDAQ is super strong, so I don't like to bet against the NASDAQ. But, like, we'll know a lot more tomorrow if the NASDAQ has a red day, we're going to get a red dot on Bitcoin, basically. If NASDAQ has a red day, we'll get a red dot on Bitcoin, and then the first part of your thesis comes true as far as going down to 86K, that could definitely happen. We're only a day's worth of movement away from it, right? That could happen tomorrow if we have a bad day in the stock market. And how we bounce from there, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I've got this support right here. Look, that support held up. Because I'm pretty sure I drew that before I even got here. I don't know when I drew that. But basically, that proved to be support here. We could go down as low as 84.6. Why not revisit this? This support resistance zone. That could definitely happen. I could definitely see that happening. So, for me, I really like to say wait until we get there because I need to see what the momentum is doing. If this momentum is rolling over and going to the downside, it really ain't no telling how low it could go. This momentum could just tank, man. It's hard to say. On the 8-hour here, we got a green dye. That's a good sign, but to me, it's not that promising. We got to get above this if this is gonna be something great. But I don't know, man. Stocks will tell us a lot tomorrow. I just think that we had an epic bounce because stocks had an epic bounce, and if they take a breather, per usual, crypto is gonna get smacked, and that's what's really been happening. Here's the thing, you guys. This is the thing I want to say, and this is why I was pulling up this earlier. The markets are self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay. I think it takes people a while to really realize that. I want to pull up the Discord here because the reason why someone like Blueberry, who's probably the most experienced trader in the group, pulls up a chart like this, because this shows people insider selling their stocks. So insider selling means someone like works for the company or something like that, because they have to basically, they have to disclose that, right? So this is a lot of sales. He said there's only 8 on the chart that were even buys. It looked like I only counted 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them actually. But basically, people are taking profit, man. They've had the greatest run. Most of these stocks have had the greatest run in history in the past, since April. Bro, certainly since 2023. You guys, bear markets do happen. And so since markets are a self-fulfilling prophecy, if people are selling, eventually price will go down. If people are buying, price will go up. And the reason why we're sometimes better at trading the shit coins and the low volume tickers is because it's literally they run out of buyers. Literally they run out of degens to keep pumping this ticker up. You get what I'm saying? There's literally no one else who wants to buy frickin' Zcash. You know what I mean? They literally ran out of everybody, and they kept trying to push it and convince more people to buy it. And they tried to go on CNBC or Bloomberg or whatever it was and say that people were selling their Bitcoin and transferring over to Zcash. And the Bitcoin maxis were like, who? Not us, And it's just at some point, you run out of buyers. That's how markets work. And in crypto, they don't get an endless inflow of money like you do in the stock market. And the reason the stock market goes up forever, right? This is the stock market. Forget about it. The reason it goes up forever is because they have inevitable inflows every single month from everybody's pension, no matter what. So all the working class people in America, you have a 401k, you have anything that you're doing that's taken out of your check every month, it's automatically going right here. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that it's going right here means that in the long term, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are going to go up. And things like Apple are always in everybody's portfolio. So every time someone puts money in these funds are not great trade. There's a lot of funds that are long only. You guys, if you've watched CNBC as many times as I have, hell, I've been on CNBC a couple times. If you watch CNBC as many times as I have, you start to get an understanding of what mainstream financial news is talking about, because they bring on guests to give their opinions, people who run funds, fund managers and stuff, not just traders. So that's why I used to watching so much, because I got a broad set of opinions, and then you kind of start to, of course you do your own analysis, but you kind of start to get a feel for how does money work? How does the financial game work? So this is 2021 and comes down to 2022. Stock market's not going to zero, bro. But guess what? I got news for you. Crypto ain't the stock market, but it does follow stock prices when stocks go down. So when Blueberry is showing his chart that everybody's selling their stocks, it's only a matter of time before people start taking profit. Before you got downward momentum. Some macro thing happens, ain't no telling. And crypto, meanwhile, is just crushed. Crypto's first to go. So that's overall why I'm more bearish on crypto, why I have a bearish bias, if you will, why I would sell rips. Whereas if this were stocks, hell, they buy every dip in stocks. So that's why you might want to go bullish on stocks maybe. But if you're trading crypto, it ain't the same thing. So that's why I have to be realistic with you. Zcash just ran out of buyers, man. This is not inflows from pension funds. There's no 401ks putting money into Zcash. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it works, man. And, I'm going to keep saying it every single day. For markets to go up, someone has to press the buy button. For them to go down, someone has to press the sell button. There's no fundamental thing that says because so-and-so got this good at earnings, that means price has to go up. There's not like a math equation. It's the market that decides. They're like, why do banks trade at 15 times book, but tech stocks trade at 30 times book? Or this stock trades at a discount to its peers. When they say its peers, it means the ones in its sector. If the average PE ratio is 20 in their sector, but this one trades at 15, some people might make the calculation that says, look, this is going to play catch up to the upside, so therefore we're going to rotate some money into that one. Well, it usually turns out that it's a value trap, and because people chase where people have been chasing, it ends up being a value trap, and money doesn't actually play catch up, right? Like Nvidia still was the leader. A lot of people thought that AMD would play catch up. It didn't play catch up, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. But I don't argue with people about that shit anymore. Both of them went up. They both made money, so it wasn't like the end of the world. But it was like usually the trend is your friend until the end, and the winners keep winning. If anything, the stock market proved that this time. If anything, right? So that's why understanding the overall financial game gives me more clarity on what's actually happening in crypto. Because there's not new money coming into crypto the way it comes into stocks. It's just us degens in here. This is a casino, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? What do I think will happen next month? I'm going to still be bearish until I start seeing a reason for this monthly red dot to not be red anymore. Let me go to this Bitcoin. I drew this weeks ago now. This is November, April 2021. I mean, we caught a great move down. Listen, if you get a bounce, it's not like the craziest thing ever. I mean, Bitcoin could definitely go back to 100K. I'm just not betting on that. If it does, I won't be mad. I'll be licking my chops, seeing what shitcoins got over their skis, and waiting for, you guessed it, the Wile E. Coyote trade. Now, if you're new here, real quick, if you don't know what the Wile E. Coyote trade is, because I made it up, so unless you've been watching me, you don't really know what that is. It's when basically Bitcoin, or the leading ticker, maybe it was Ethereum for one point in time, that coin goes up and starts to roll over, but then some shitcoin, any one of these, I have to draw it on the same chart, it goes like this, and it keeps going. And what happens is, this is the funny thing, what happens is, it doesn't realize that it's supposed to fall, just like Wile E. Coyote. It does one of these, and it's sitting here looking like Wile E. Coyote right here. Looking up, beep, beep. It doesn't know that it's supposed to fall, and then all of a sudden it goes, whoo, and we want to enter right here. Or whenever this one starts to fall and this one starts to go up a little bit, it starts to flatten, we load the boat, and then all of a sudden it plays catch up to the downside. That's the Wile E. Coyote trade. That's the Wile E. Coyote trade. It's looking like a basketball coach here on the graph here. So basically, if Bitcoin goes higher, even though I'm not bullish right now, I'm not afraid of that. I'm looking for opportunities of shitcoins that are going to give me that 700%. That's how I get those big ass P&Ls, because these shitcoins are going to drop like crazy. So if I look on the daily chart of Bitcoin, you say, what is going to happen next month? My prediction is, well, next month starts tomorrow. So at least the beginning of next month, I think, we're catching a green day here. It's a Sunday, so it's not giving me much to go off of. But if this rolls over, if we get a red dot on the daily here, we're going lower. So what does that mean? It could be something like that. How low it goes, I don't know yet. When is this? This is December. I would assume that most of December would be red if we get a red dot on the daily here starting tomorrow. And I do think that is possible based upon stocks. I don't think stocks are going to just go I don't think so. I really don't. They could, and crypto could still go down, but I don't think so. My prediction on stocks was that we would get a pump. It happened faster than I thought, but that they'll roll over. I think this was the top. Now, here's the thing. If something catastrophic changes, which could happen, when I say catastrophic, or maybe not catastrophic is not the right word, but if something drastically changes, I think that there's a chance that things can go bullish again. Now, what does that mean? So if you see here on this chart, I drew what looked like could be a head and shoulders, right? And I was saying we could revisit this zone and maybe we'll come back down. Now, we overshot that, so we're definitely not to the normal head and shoulders. We overshot the head and shoulders, so it's bullish on stocks. But if something happens like Jerome Powell gets replaced, he's not going to get replaced in December, but in 2026 when his term is up, and the new person decides to do some crazy shit like just drop interest rates by 5% or whatever, just hella much at once, or something that would goose the whole markets, something like that would be a trend change. That could happen. But we will see that coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll know before we get there when that happens. But as far as just normal ebb and flow, I don't see us making a new all-time high here for stocks. I could be wrong because stocks are stocks. They could come up here. They could kiss off all-time highs and come back down again. That could happen with stocks. But crypto, I don't think Bitcoin is going to do that. That's to me, that's a tall ask. Now, what I have here written on my chart here, I wrote it here so I wouldn't forget. Now, Tom Crown is a trader that I admire. He's a buddy of mine. I don't think he's bullish. He's bullish as hell on Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. But I think he's pretty realistic on a lot of time frames thing. He's not a charlatan. That's what I'm trying to say, right? He's not a moon boy in the sense he's trying to sell you some shitcoin. And so he said, based upon the 4-year cycle, Bitcoin's bull run will end 150 days from July 2nd is when I wrote this, per Tom Crown. And I drew that on the chart. That'd be here. Now, July 2nd was way back here somewhere. Let's see. July was May, June, July. That was here. Okay? So July 2nd, and he was right about it still being bullish. We caught this big move up. And, Tom Crown's pretty good when it's a bull market. It was a bear market. He gets kind of hopeful still sometimes. But my thesis this whole entire cycle has been everybody front runs everything. And why? This goes back to exactly what I was saying before. Markets are a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I'm going to end it on this because markets being a self-fulfilling prophecy is why things like we hit an all-time high before the halving for the first time ever. Why? Because everyone says we're going to hit an all-time high after the halving. So they buy today instead of tomorrow. And when you buy today instead of tomorrow, price goes up today instead of tomorrow. So when everybody plays that game, everybody thought they knew what was supposed to happen on the 4-year cycle. They front ran it by a couple of months. It was roughly about a couple of months. All cycle long has been about a couple of months. And here we are looking at this chart. We hit all-time high in October a couple of months. You get what I'm saying? Like we were a couple of months early. And Tom's normal thesis of when the 4-year cycle told him based upon his history would have been correct if everyone wasn't front running everything. So just like we front run the bull market, my thesis was we're going to front run the bear market. And we were up here in the profit circle, man, live trading that day, shorting the hell out of this shit. We went long. We broke a new all-time high. I got out of my shorts. As soon as he broke back down, I re-entered my shorts. My biggest one was this Ethereum one. I was like, fuck this. This ain't going higher. And so, I'm still in a lot of trades that are coming down from here. But I'm in trades though, you guys. I'm in trades from shitcoins from way back. I'm talking way back. Not even these tickers. Moondeg and shit went up here. I'm in a Moondeg short in my old account. This is before I was even live streaming. Way up here. Like I knew this was bullshit. And then you catch a pump like this. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. I'm still holding it. Like this coin is not going to make a new all-time high again. It's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm in shorts. Flocky and Whiff. Oh, and like I say in this song, I'm going to short that stupid piece of shit until it's delisted. Well, Whiff was just delisted from Phemex, so I closed it. I mean, it was going to get closed anyways. But yeah, I shorted some of these from way up here. Let's see. AVAX. I'm in hell of these shorts. AVAX is not even that big of a shit coin. A lot of meme coins, though, and shit that just got way over their skis. Yeah, I'm in one from way up here. And I'm just holding them, bro. Either till the bottom of the bear market or until they get delisted. Because I think we've seen a top. I mean, it ain't going to happen. This ain't going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to happen again. And my newest Giga short is Zcash. It's the most risky one, obviously. The one coin that decided to get hot when everything else stopped. And that's the other thing, too. Again, markets are self-fulfilling prophecies. Everybody lost all their money and all the shit coins, but people are, for whatever reason, perpetually bullish. All they wanted is something's going to go up. Something's going to go up. What can I buy? What can I buy? And I'm telling you this not just because I've seen on Twitter, but I'm in other private groups. I've been in alpha groups for years. And I'm like, you guys don't have to only go long only. And you know what? I got a response. Someone, I love this guy too. He sends me a response from what's the movie? The Princess Bride, where he goes, inconceivable. It's like they're long only. And I could see that if this was stocks, but in crypto, bro, being long only will get you wrecked. And to me, it's crazy because I'm like, weren't you guys here in 2021 and 2022? Like, you lost the same shit I lost holding these things thinking this was the new internet or something. So, I don't really know what to tell you. Some of these people have a memory of a goldfish, I guess, And the thing, that doesn't bother me. It only bothers me when they try to lash out on us for being real. When I tell you the truth about something like MicroStrategy, oh, my God. If I had gotten my puts in, I didn't get them in. This one, I called this one. I called this beautifully. Look at this shit here. I'm remiss if I don't call this one out before the show's over. I called this one. It was here, not here, actually. They did have one more bounce, but I called it here. It was the weekend. And I was like, you guys, I haven't bought options in a while. Help me figure this one out, right? I used to trade options hardcore in 2020. But I was like, in 2021, just January, really. But I was like, man, what option should I buy? Basically, because I was like, I need to buy puts, and I'm going to buy puts at $170 puts at something at 366 is like a lottery ticket. Like no one, that's like you're basically throwing your money away. I was so certain. Well, first of all, I said I'm going to do but you call. I put them way out in the distance. You want to. Puts and calls are very more risky, I think, than trading leverage in crypto. That's another topic for another day. But basically, you have an expiration date on puts. So time is against you if you're out of the money. But I said I wanted December 2026. This shit hit in November of 2025. Okay, it only took me 2 months to be right, to hit that 170. I mean, basic thesis was that MicroStrategy is supposed to be a hedge, not a hedge, but supposed to be like a leverage play on Bitcoin for about a 4x. And MicroStrategy is underperforming Bitcoin. Let me turn off Market Cipher A real quick. I'm like, this is underperforming Bitcoin. The jig is up, man. You know what I'm saying? I would have cashed out so big on those puts. Oh my God, I'm talking thousands and thousands. I wish I had gotten in on it. I've been mostly just trading crypto, so I don't even have money on the stock exchange anymore right now. I have a little bit, nothing serious though. So not like trading money. So I was like, man, I missed it too. It was the weekend. I didn't have a chance to transfer anything. But man, this shit tiznanked. And I was like, I've been right this whole fucking time, but you guys still want to listen to Moon Boys on Twitter? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. Like, when I called this out, someone got mad at me. And I'm thinking like, okay, if you're emotionally attacked, that made me even have higher conviction. I was like, okay, this is a cult. These are Moon Boys. They're going to get wrecked. I'm in an alpha group trying to give y'all the alpha so that you don't lose your fucking money. My passion is to keep you from getting wrecked. But they get mad at you for being real. Okay. Like, I've never been mad at nobody for telling me they thought my trade was wrong. I'll be like, really? Why do you think so? I want to know. I got money on the line. Tell me if my shit is wrong. I want to know. Look me tell me straight up. You're like, your trade is bullshit and here's why. But you got to say that here's why. Don't come at me with some old, Michael Saylor said the shorts are fucked. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, I was just like, I stopped arguing after that. I'll let y'all say, I said, and you believed him? And that was the end of it. And he kept going on, and I was like, oh, I don't dislike this person. I like him. That's the hard part. And I'm like, bro, you're going to get I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And of course he's underwater. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was dead right, and he was dead wrong. At some point, if you like money at least, you got to wake up, man. You just can't follow the Moon Boys, man. This shit is real. It's money on the line. Listen, I'll end it with this one, okay? This one is one of, this one right here is one of Blueberry's favorites. It's also one of my favorites, too. To the moon, right? To the moon. Let's reveal it. To the moon. All right? It looks a lot like this chart, actually, doesn't it? It looks just to the moon, right here. Looks a lot like this chart right here. To the moon. All right. And we've already been proven right. My 4,500% P&Ls have already been proven right. I don't really have to prove anything. I don't really even care other than, like I say every day in the Profit Circle, stop listening to the weirdos on crypto Twitter. They're full of shit. And they've been proving it now. So if I said it at the top, it would just sound like I was a hater. But I called out what I was seeing without calling out all these charlatans. Now that the shit has dropped, now that the shit has done what I predicted would do, I'm starting to call out the charlatans. They need to be called out. And you people say mute them. No, unfollow those clowns. They're costing you money. Stop it. You got to unfollow them, man. Follow the real ones. Follow the people who've been right. All right? Your money is on the line, and if that don't help you, I don't know what does help you. If that don't motivate you, I don't know why you're a trader. If that's what motivates you. If you're for the community or whatever the case may be, that's fine. You may have your other. Listen, I got into Bitcoin because it represents decentralized finance, where we're not getting squeezed by a middleman. Nowhere does it say that Bitcoin is supposed to be a store of value. Being an investor is a whole nother thing. Okay, being a trader is for sure a whole nother thing. Bitcoin is a commodity. Commodities will flatten out. This is a volatile commodity. It'll flatten out over time. It'll go up, of course, because of scarcity over time, but it's going to be volatile. It doesn't mean it just only goes straight up. And, I don't really know what to tell you. Certainly altcoins don't. If you don't know that by now, I can't help you. So basically, that's all I got for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? This is the Come Up With Your Boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to be in Miami next week. Join the Profit Circle, man. We keep it real in there. Trade setups every day. Not everything is in Breakout prop. A lot of stuff is in Phemex, though. So you're going to get an opportunity to trade either in Phemex or Breakout Prop. And also, the Profit Circle is free, y'all. So all you got to do to join it is just click the link in the link in the description of this video. But also, you can get in the premium side for 1 month for free. All you got to do is use my invite code to create an account on Phemex. Again, it's free. And you get special perks, though, by using my invite code. Some I can't even see on here. Some real good ones. Plus, you get bonuses and stuff like that. So then all you got to do is go into the Discord, and there's a bot that will verify you automatically. It's connected to Phemex API. It says, okay, use Cassius Gouvet's invite code. Boom. You're in. The whole thing takes 5 minutes. You go to the free trial and WAP, and you're in. And that's where you get to see the market analysis. You get to see the future trade setups that we got coming. It's not just me again. It's multiple people in the group. And again, I got to give a special shout out to the winner of the Breakout Prop Contest, because that was a long time coming. I know a lot of folks, not this one here, a lot of folks were asking me about it. And so if you are the winner out there, I can't expose him without his permission. But if you are the winner, check your emails. Anybody out there, check your emails, and you will see if you got this certificate here. Congratulations. You won the $100,000. Please tag me on Twitter if you're in the Profit Circle. Tag me in there. Post this flyer right here, and let everybody know, because it was a great one. A lot of people asked me about it, but even so, you still get the discount GGRF7W every time you purchase a Breakout Prop evaluation. That's all I got for you guys today. I will be doing a live stream next Sunday in Miami. So